Hello, and welcome to another edition of Meet the Rookies. Now, this one is different because the past rookies that I've had on here, I never got to meet until they were on this show. But the rookie we have today, actually got to spend some time with at the staff party. But I try to limit our conversations so I can save them for this show here. But in the small amount of time that I've talked to him, he has really impressed me, and I'm excited to know him. So I want all of you to welcome today's guest, Christian Evans. Christian, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, Frank. Thanks for having me.
Now, before I even begin, what is that basketball jersey I see in the back
In the
over your
background,
shoulder?
that's Kobe Bryant,
Now, so
Lakers
tell me the
great.
story behind. Tell me about your Kobe Bryant love and fascination.
Um, the main thing I would say is just when it comes to work ethic. He's probably the one of the top people in the world. But outside of that, I like how after he retired, he put a lot of time to his family. He didn't just he revealed a side of him that was outside of basketball. But as far as it being hung up on that rim, it's just like a nice little background aesthetic, help people see my interest in basketball and why I like him.
Okay, all right. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. Tell me about where you're from, what kind of kid you were growing up, where'd you go to high school, that kind of stuff.
I'm from Homewood, Illinois. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Homewood is about on a good day 45 minutes from Wrigley Field, and before that, I lived in Crete. I moved from Crete to Homewood in first grade, and right now I currently live with my mom, dad, and sister. We lived in the same house since first grade. I went to Homewood Flossmoor High School, but as far as a kid growing up, a lot of my time was spent outside. Even though I said, like my personal favorite sport to play and like watch on TV is basketball. It's interesting how the first sport I played was baseball, and just like all the kids in Gallagher Way, I spent a lot of time playing catch with my dad. But we butt heads a lot. I didn't really do things like he wanted to. There was a time where I was playing t-ball. I hit the ball and ran the wrong way. So I'm still. It's interesting how things have come full circle, and now I'm becoming a bigger Cubs fan by the day. But he's been a huge Cubs fan his whole life, and now I'm like talking to him about games. I'm bringing home free stuff that he's cheesing all over the place about. But as far as a kid, my life has been revolved around sports. Spent a lot of time outside, quality time with friends. I've never really been a sit in the corner do stuff by myself type person.
It's interesting that you said that you butt heads with your father because the one day I spent time with you, you butted heads with me every second of the day.
Uh, why do you say that? That's an interesting take. Yeah, that's an interesting take.
And
I
this is
don't.
an example right here. This is an example. Let me go on though. So you went from there to U of I. So tell me about the process of selecting U of I and how that
Yeah,
experience was at U of
yeah, I did select U of I. That was originally a place I wanted no part of. My sister is 2 years older than me, and she went to U of I first, and I was pretty bent on going somewhere different just to kind of like navigate my own path, be independent. But that the financials mean a lot when it comes to choosing a college, and when I got the package back in Illinois was a lot more friendly, I started to think about how when it came to a lot of my choices, Illinois would probably be the best when it came to like distance from home, but also like the network of the school, given that it's a Big Ten, big campus, a lot of opportunities for classes, but also like just the what's going on around it. You know, a lot of stuff on campus, like the multiple gyms, multiple different organizations, a lot of other people outside of my sister that I knew. I felt that I would be going there with a bigger support system than anywhere else. But as far as my experience at U of I, it was great. You know, I started off in journalism, so a similar thing to what you're doing with the podcast, except this is more broadcast, and when I was doing journalism, it was written. I was covering the women's tennis team my freshman year and volleyball team my sophomore year, so that was good for just me, kind of like how I wanted to be independent and find my own way. I did that starting off, so that helped me get more comfortable talking to people I had never met before, learning how to write. But I also I started refereeing intramurals my freshman year. The newspaper was unpaid, and like I didn't want to be asking my parents for money all the time. But doing that, it kind of showed me there was people I was working with that majored in sports management, and they kind of helped me see how being a referee was creating an experience that people couldn't just get, like going to the rec and playing ball. So that was kind of how I got interested in, the how you could work around a sport environment. Outside of that, college was great. Of course, I had U of I. You could go to bars when you're 19, and there was multiple gyms on campus, multiple libraries. I spent the whole night in. So um, yeah, it was. I'm sitting here reminiscing on it. Sad that I got it cut short my senior year, March of 2020. But I'm going back in September for a wedding, so it'll always be a part of me.
So, what was your major?
It was journalism for a year and a half, but starting my junior year, I was a recreation, sport, and tourism major with a sports management concentration.
Okay. So, how did you find out about the Cubs that they were hiring? How did you find out about the job?
Well, I don't know if you've had Jesse Graham on the Meet the Rookies series, but I know you've already interviewed him. I went to high school with him, but I knew him in middle school from playing basketball, and he got hired last season before COVID started. So I knew about the position, and but I didn't apply for this season until I saw it being generated on LinkedIn. So I was aware of it from him, but I saw it on a LinkedIn post, applied, and here we are. I came in. I came in like the first or second week of May. They were doing interviews on the concourse. I had my interview with Ryan.
All right. So, I want to tell you how I met you, and the first time I met you. And I'm gonna let you go first. Then I'm gonna let you go next. Let me go first though. Tell me how you met me. But so I was so Jesse's he's on our team. He's part of our team. He does our financial stuff. He has his own show on our site already, dealing with the money and the behind the scenes stuff for the podcast. But one day Jesse was like, he was talking to me about some plans that I had for the podcast or whatever it is. And he joined the team, and he was sort of adamant about me meeting his friend, who he thought would be good to be on the team too. And at the time, I didn't want anybody else. I just didn't. And he was telling me, he was adamant about it. I just, I never met you, but I knew at the time that, it wasn't that big. We don't need all these people. And so I remember I was helping him get on the ADA team, and he loved it. And then he's like, Frank, my friend. I'm like, okay, let me get his friend on the ADA
Yeah.
team too. Then maybe he'll start bringing up his friend, and then so then I got you on the ADA team, and then he still brought up, hey, he would be good for a show or what have you. So one day he was at, I think, Gate 4, Gallagher Way Gate,
Gallagher Way.
and I
Yeah.
had walked by to talk to him, and I don't know if it was fortunately or unfortunately, you just happened to be standing there. So I was forced at that moment to finally
Yeah.
talk or acknowledge you. I think I may have said something in passing, like "Hey" or whatever, or and I just think I kept talking to him because at the moment I was not looking. I was already helping out so many other people at Wrigley Field. I just didn't have time to add one more to my
Yeah.
group, which I regret now because spending that one day with you, you're amazing. But um, from that day on, Jesse convinced me, and I still haven't even talked to you yet about joining our team, but I knew that he was adamant about it, and I trust his judgment, which is why he handles all my money. He handles all that stuff. So, um, you know, here we are now. But that's how I first heard about you and met you. Um, your turn. Do you remember how you first met me?
Yeah, that was the first time. That was the first time I met you. But kind of a little backstory where you're talking about me similarly. Me and Jesse have known each other since. Well, we're both 23 now, but we probably met when we were like 13. So, like I said, we met playing basketball, but we've had countless nights where we've just been like watching sports, playing sports, going out, just sitting around a bonfire, chopping it up. So as far as me and him and like our high school friend group, we're very close and, always try to uplift each other and, can be very serious and laugh all over the place. So that was probably part of the reason why he was trying to set me up with you. But he did a lot of talking about you too, just in terms of just how you all bonded and how like you have the podcast and like you're just a good person to be friends with. Not from a transactional standpoint, but also just like personally. But he was really adamant about like, hey, like when you meet this guy, like don't be stupid, you know what I'm saying. But no, that first moment I met you, like it wasn't climactic or anything, it was just a firm handshake, like nice to meet you. um I'll hopefully keep the ball rolling. And I'm like you said, I'm glad we got some time to just chat a little bit on what day was that, Thursday, because otherwise you're running all over the place.
Yeah, Thursday. I don't know if you would call it chatting more so than debating, because you were sort of, you know, yeah, you know how you were at that day. But tell me what it was like to step onto the field. I think you went on. I think you went on with me. But what was it like to step on the field for the first time at Wrigley?
It was great. It was great. I have a ton of pictures. Still trying to decide if one of them is able to be like my new Facebook ally or something like that. But no, it was. I kind of, it might sound cliche, but I kind of felt like a kid. Not from the perspective of like not from the perspective of I've been like a lifelong fanatic Cubs fan, because I haven't. That's kind of, I've always been more of a Cubs and Sox person, but I feel like now through working there, I'm becoming more of a fan. But outside of that, just being on the field, uh, you know, I'm glad it was a very nice day. Seeing everyone else playing catch, taking pictures. But for me personally, it just felt good to know, like, hey, like this is where Rizzo or Bryant or Baez, like they're standing here, even though I'm not them. It was good to share that same space and just be able to soak it all in. I know it's not something that many people get the opportunity to do, so I felt pretty lucky in that moment.
Did you get a chance to meet Jeremiah, the new announcer upstairs in the press box?
I did meet Jeremiah. Yeah, we had a nice little. I mean, of course, I had to be abbreviated because there was a long line behind me, but I met Jeremiah, and he's actually younger than me, taller than me. We took a picture. He's making me look like a midget, and I'm nowhere near that. But he's a cool dude. He was saying that this was at the Cubs, and staying in Chicago was his ideal role as far as being a PA person. But he seemed really genuine, like down to earth type guy. Not like, oh, look at me, I'm one of the youngest PA people in the country now. He just was normal, trying to be a light to people, in that day. And glad I got to take a picture with him. I played I played a couple of piano keys too, and I'm like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's definitely down to earth. I talk to him literally every day, either by text or whatever. So he's definitely down to. I talked to the Oregon guy too, John, as well, on Facebook. So U of I, there are some other U of I related folks at Wrigley Field. Have you met some other Wrigley U of I people yet?
I have. I probably don't know all of them, but I don't know his last name. But John, he works with security. He's about to be a senior at U of I believe. I met him. He pretty much the same as you or Jeremiah. Whenever we talk, it's an enjoyable conversation, and I know. When I was at U of I worked with the marketing street team. So pretty much any athletic event, whether it's football, volleyball, basketball, we were helping set up and execute like marketing promotions. He does that too, but he's actually about to be like a marketing assistant, so he's going to be helping a lot more with in the office and being a lead to the street team members. But it's the only guy I have had like in-depth conversation with from U of I off the top of my head. I know there's some front office people. There's one front office person at least that went to U of I, but I haven't had the chance to talk to her yet.
Yeah, John Latham Sullivan, and he's going to be on the podcast. He's really excited about it. He reminds me all the time. And a lot of people don't know. There's a list of 61 people now who are waiting to be on the podcast. So we're pretty behind because as more people hear about it, they want to do it. So we was 80, now we're down to 60. So we're moving the list up slowly, but surely with John Sullivan, we'll definitely be on the podcast.
Slowly but surely. Yeah.
Now, real quick, because I got to get my questions in now. Because I expected from our last meeting when we were together at the park, when you said we weren't really friends, we were partial friends, and you were sort of being,
that was you. That was you. You were trying to say I was blowing you off, but here I am, buttoned up, cheesing, giving you content.
Yes. So tell me about real quick. We don't, because this is a podcast where we don't discuss work. We discuss personal feelings and things like that. So what was it like when you were in the uniform for the first time and you stepped into Wrigley Field as an employee getting ready to work? Personally, what was that feeling like? What was going through your head? And then when the game was over and you worked your first day, what was going through your head? What did you think?
was going through my head when I first started. It's like, there's probably going to be a bunch of questions I'm gonna get from people that I don't know what to say. So that was kind of nerve wracking a little bit, but you know, it felt good. It felt good. Like I said, I worked for the marketing street team, but outside of that, worked for a few other teams. Chicago Sky on an internship basis 2 summers ago. The Bulls in December of 19 and January of 2020. So like being around like sporting events and being a service to people has always been like a a um, a love of mine. Just because I know that's something a lot of people get out of, and I have a chance when I have a chance to play a part in that. It's not even work to me, but it was a little nervous starting off just because I had never. I feel like my personal knowledge of baseball wasn't as high as basketball, and there's just so many gates, so many ways to send people. You don't want to take them the long way because as a person, you'd be mad if someone else would take you the long way. But by the time I was done, felt good. The first day I did it, I was working at which day one of the Chicago Dogs Classics, and I was helping with like the mobile ordering. So there was a lot of times where some people were just like screw off. Like I'm not trying to order stuff online, but there was a lot of conversation that I had with people that was just like this, casual. Remember meeting someone that went to University of Arizona, and I have another close friend that me and Jesse are cool with that went to Arizona too. So we had, just kind of showed me how it's a small world. If you try to, you can find like a lot of commonalities between people. So through the conversations with nice fans, that weren't, accusing me of trying to switch them over to technology, it was that helped me calm myself down a little bit. It was a pretty good first day. I went to Raising Cane's after, so a plus first day. So to be honest,
I love that place.
yeah.
I love. Anybody that watches this show knows I love Raising Cane's. All I talk about.
What's your favorite order from there?
Um, Everything.
You can't get
It doesn't
everything,
matter.
man. You can't get. You
Whenever
got pick.
Jesse runs. I'm usually busy during the games. When Jesse goes on break, Jesse's the one that runs and gets me food because he likes me. He's a friend of mine. I don't know where you stand in that category, but Jesse will go get me food because he knows I'm busy, and
Yeah.
he knows to get me canes. It doesn't matter what it is. I will eat canes. So shout out to him. But for the sake of time, real quick. Um, we give out tickets all summer long to Wrigley Field events, thanks to some sponsors that we have, games, tours, concerts, what have you. We give those out all the time. Have you been on a official Wrigley Field tour with a tour guide that walks you around?
I've not been on an official tour. No, I haven't.
So how about me and you go on a Wrigley Field tour together? I'll get the tickets through our sponsor. We'll go on together. You down for that?
Just name. When are you thinking? Is there a specific time? I'll make the time.
It's always a non-game day, but we can decide that later on. I'm just saying, do you want to do
Yeah,
that? So if you want
yeah,
to do it, we can do it. We can do it.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So not only that, those of you that are watching, want to give you a chance to come on a Wrigley Field tour as well. So if you want to come on a Wrigley Field tour sometime in the summer, leave a comment under this video, and we'll have a little raffle. And then I'm going to let Christian come back and pull some names out of that raffle. And then if you win, your name is pulled, you will get 2 tickets to a Wrigley Field tour sometime this summer between now and September. So look forward to that. Matter of fact, when you're at Wrigley Field, if you see Christian, tell him hi. Because you might be running around doing ADA stuff or avoiding me, but he's not that bad of a person to other people. All right. Now, There's one thing I always do on every show, and I
Okay.
put people on the spot, every rookie all the time. And that is, I make them either show me their room or show me some items in their room. So it's your turn to put on the spot. Show me some items in your room, or let us get a tour of your room. Either one.
Um, I'll show you some items in my room, and I don't
Okay, let's
want
go.
to. I don't want to give a complete tour, but um, let's see. Let's see what I want to show. We have this actual. Huh. It's my man Goku right here. Uh, Dragon Ball Z. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about that. Probably one of the best animes ever made. That's another big part of my childhood I didn't speak of, probably because it's still like a good part of my life now. But just seeing people fight, like in a cartoon way, has always been interesting to me. But what else is in here? What else is in here?
What do you have that says Cubs on it that we didn't give you? What do you have that says Cubs on it that's not uniform related?
That's not uniform related. Um, it doesn't say Cubs on it, but it's MLB related. Is that cool?
Sure.
Yeah, I got it. I got it from Wrigley. This is like you see that like little green. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's grass. The last homestand ended like June 22nd, I believe. I worked the Monday before that. And I was helping uh, Levy with the alcohol wristbands, and one of the people that I was working with, she like got one of the batting practice balls that was hitting to the bleachers, and she let me take that with me. So that was a ball that was hit by either an Indians or Cubs player. I got the grass stain to prove it, so I keep it on my desk.
Okay. I gotta call our other sponsor, Fanatics or Lids, and get you some Cub stuff because you can't go to a really good tour without some Cub stuff that doesn't say employee on it. So, thank you very much, Christian. Actually, you have one question for me, and then you want to ask me. You have a question for me.
One question for you. What? Hmm. I guess I would say if what would be the? It's not really a question. I'm interested to see like what you have in your kitchen that you want to share with me and the rest of your viewers, or like a personal item
Let's see.
nearby,
Let's see. Um,
a little
so
backstory.
in 2017, yeah, in 2017, I won several awards. I was the Employee of the Month for the month of April, and I got some bonuses or whatever. But at the end of the year, we have all the staff in the stadium. They vote for the Employee of the Year in each department and things like that. So in 2017, they voted me as the Security Associate of the Year. So I have this cool. You can barely see because it's glass, but
Cool though.
this is pretty cool. I like the fact that everybody voted for me. It's better when it comes from your peers as opposed to yourself. So I thought this was cool. I like this award
Right.
uh, for that reason. It's something that I can see you getting pretty soon as well.
Ah, it'll be nice to be acknowledged, similar way that you have.
You
It'll.
remind me of a younger version of me. I'm nicer, but you remind me of a younger version of me.
That's to be determined. Yeah, I'll let the peers determine who's nicer.
Okay. All right. But yes, so I am a huge Christian Evans fan. I'm glad that Jesse did push me to say I need to get you on my team because now I'm going to try to do what I can to get you on our team. But um, I look forward to seeing you at. Um,
You'll probably see me today.
oh yes, tonight. Yes, we have a
Yeah,
game tonight. I think the Cubs are what they lost 9 in a row, so
they're
maybe
gonna be
we'll get some
tonight.
good luck.
Yeah, it'll be. I hope it's a start to a 9-game win streak. Turn the tables a little bit.
Who's going to win the NBA Finals?
The Suns. Yeah, I'm going with the Phoenix Suns. I'm
All right, so you all heard that here. He called it
Yeah, I'm going with the
the
Phoenix
Phoenix
Suns.
Suns is who he's going with. And I want to thank you all for watching another episode of Meet the Rookies. Say hi to Christian when you see him, and we'll talk. Christian, where can they find you on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter? Where can they find you at?
Well, my Facebook name is just Christian Evans. My Instagram, it's all lowercase, but it's C Evans EVANS 2 _ and 13. I don't even really like the number 13 like that. I just thought it flowed. So those are the two social handles I probably use the most.
All right. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you all on the next episode.
All right.